I am interjecting this video a little bit out of sequence. In real time, we're ahead a couple weeks from the last video that I posted. But up until that point, as well as moving forward in my Epic Boat Cruise Series 2019, you're going to hear me say the term loop and loopers quite a bit. Let's go. So I figured I'd give you just a refresher course on what the loop and loopers are. Now the loop is, it's known as America's Great Loop, and what it is whereby a boater can do a circumnavigation of the eastern part of the United States and into Canada by way of the Atlantic Ocean and Mississippi River mostly. So basically what the route is, most of the loopers that we've come across over the last number of years start in Florida, the southern states, Florida, South Carolina, in around that area. Basically, they go up the eastern seaboard via the Intracoastal Waterway, not intercoastal, the Intracoastal Waterway, or the ICW, and that will take them through Chesapeake Bay up to New Jersey, and after New Jersey you can come back in to New York City and actually drive right by the Statue of Liberty, downtown Manhattan, go up the Hudson River, and either go straight up through to Montreal and down the St. Lawrence Seaway, or what most folks do, just because of timing constraints, is that they will go across that just north of Albany, New York, go across the Erie Canal, and then up the Oswego Canal, Lake Ontario, over to the Trent Severn Waterway at Trenton, and then come up right here, the Trent Severn Waterway, and that's why we see so many loopers, and then head northeast, Georgian Bay, Lake Michigan, Chicago, down the Illinois River over to the Mississippi, south on the Mississippi, and one can go straight down to New Orleans. However, most don't, because they're both stops as well as fuel are few and far between. So most people go across the Ohio River and then down what is called the Tenn-Tom Waterway, which exits at Mobile, Alabama on the Gulf Coast, and then down the Gulf Coast. And again, you can go right around Florida, the tip of Florida, past Key West, through the Keys. A lot of people stop and stay in the Keys for the winter months, and then around up Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and then again north on the Intracoastal Waterway. There is a side route if you don't want to go all the way down the tip of Florida at Fort Myers approximately. You can cross right across the state of Florida, right over the peninsula, through Lake Okeechobee, and it comes out at Stuart, Florida, which is just north of Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale area. Yeah, so once you get to Stuart, Florida, one could go then either straight north on the Intracoastal Waterway, and now thereby avoiding having to go down through the Keys, or you can go shoot straight across to the Bahamas. A lot of people, a couple of people that we've talked to on this trip so far have done that. As well, I've seen it on their forums, and a lot of talk that people will go over to the Bahamas, because it's only 50-60 miles across the Gulf Stream from Florida at that point, basically, into the Bahamas, and people spend a month or two or even longer just anchored out and travel around, because it's supposed to be a very, very beautiful area. So again, like I say, 5,000, 6,000, 6,500 miles in total, depending on the routes that you take. Most people take a year of doing it. Some people will take longer, because they will get their boat to a certain destination, leave it in an area for the winter, fly home, drive home, do whatever by road, and then go back and restart their journey down the road time-wise. There are also people who have done the trip more than once. When we were in Hastings a week and a half ago, we met a gentleman who, him and his wife, they are based in Midland, Ontario on Georgian Bay, and they were just finishing their second loop, which was really, really awesome and cool, I found. So that is the rundown of the loop and loopers, and that's why you'll hear me saying loopers. Loopers are simply the term given to the people on their boats who are doing the Great Loop. Now there's an organization that many loopers are members of, and it's called the America's Great Loop Cruisers Association, or the AGLCA. And to identify boaters who are doing the loop, they are easily identifiable on the water because most of them are members of the AGLCA, and thereby they're flying their little burgies. So if it's a white one, white background, that means they're on the loop for the first time. If it's a gold one, that means they completed the loop. If it's a platinum one, that means they've done it twice or more. I've never seen a platinum burgee myself. Gold ones, white ones are the norm. But anybody can join the AGLCA. You don't even have to own a boat. You can join it for whatever. It's, I think, less than $100 a year, which will give you a lot of information and a lot of insights, access to the forums and blogs that other members are posting, so you can learn a lot about it that way. I also have loaded on my phone permanently since the winter. I have Google Maps on the phone, and there is a map, and I will leave you a link to it that you can overlay on Google Maps if you're interested. And it is a route that somebody has done, posted on Google Maps, and it's freely available, and it's a red line. It'll show you exactly where the route would take you. It's really interesting. I often find myself when I'm watching videos on YouTube about the Great Loop and somebody mentions an area, it's like, ooh, I don't know where that is, so I'm going to look it up. I will leave a screenshot, and I'm going to leave a link to that map that you can download to your phone or your computer, again, free of charge. And I think that's pretty neat. So that is an overview of the loop and loopers. So when you hear me say loop and loopers, you'll know what I'm talking about a little bit more clearly. So that's it for now. Looping and loopers. Sounds like an awesome trip. That's it for now. Cheers.
Thanks for watching. Hope you'll subscribe so you don't miss any of the new boating videos coming out. You can also check out daily content on my Facebook and Instagram pages, so have a look at that. Now, if you'd like to support the channel a little bit more, check out my Patreon page to see how easy it is for you to help. And of course, you can head over to my main site at boatingwithboogaboo.com to find out all sorts of fun stuff. So again, thanks for following along, thanks for subscribing, thanks for supporting the channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Epic. Did it again.